Welcome back, folks. If you just joined us in the studios with me, I have my good man. He's back. And he didn't tell us he was leaving, so I'm going to let him introduce himself. I have some new faces in the studio also. So please go introduce yourself, sir. Who are you?
Yes, I am Paul. On the ball. And we have our wonderful guys from BMSA with us today, this evening. The President, Roy.
Can you yes.
And we have Lon Green here with us. And they have been with us many times before.
Now, folks, like I say, my young man just introduced himself. His name is Paul. He said on the ball. I just want to say good night to his mom. He finally came back. I thought he was somewhere in the ISIS crew. We were looking for him on TV, but I have to check in to see if he strapped on anything. But he's back now, guys. So, Paul, welcome back.
Thank you very
Welcome
much.
to the show. You've been gone a long time.
Yes, great to be here.
Yes. Now, in the studios, again, you said we have the BMSA crew.
We do. We do.
And we had to talk about
Drag racing.
Oh, they said drag racing.
Drag racing.
Drag racing.
No, I know that's been a topic for a long time. I know some studies has been done on this, and bring us up to speed. What's going on? I know I hear every night on the road I can hear a car making noise.
No, that's maybe that car with a muffler broken or something.
I like the way you defend that. Bring us up to speed. What's going on?
Okay,
Lon,
allow me
yes.
to give you that pass.
Well, since you guys have last seen me on TV and been on the radio, we have gotten to the point where the survey was actually conducted, whether for drag racing or against drag racing.
Yeah, what was the result?
The results came out is more like let me see if I can remember exactly. 65% of the population said yes, we would like to have it, which was a good thing for us. And so the next step forward was to legislate the sport itself, so that once we get that legislated, then we can take the necessary steps to then take the mini steps forward to get in our own track. But more so than anything, our main concern was actually to get the guys here exposed to the actual sport in a professional atmosphere, namely the NHRA. NHRA is the National Hot Rod Association that's been around for, God,
Yes, as long as you.
Yeah.
older than me.
As long as my good buddy here who's been missing.
Yeah, we,
I
you
can say
know,
as long as your socks. But
we even have one of our racers here, Mike McBrayer. He's
Yes.
actually in the studios here with us tonight.
Yes.
He's been actively racing since he was 16.
And we'll get him in here.
Yeah, we get him in there. He can give you more of a gist as to the history of drag racing in terms of understanding the sport and how it came to be a legislated sport or a sanctioned sport. A lot of times people get confused. We remember back in the days when we used to play on the streets, basketball on the street,
Right.
under the street light.
Right.
Yes.
Now,
You had a bike rim.
Right.
You take the backboard, a piece of board, you nail it on, and then your mother would say, I was in the street!
That's right.
I was on the street, get out of the street! And the street light come on, you gotta be home.
Right.
As the light come on, you gotta be home. And then all of a sudden they were like, I was in the road, they're gonna knock down. Then we started to get basketball courts, and then more courts. And then you're like, hey, wait a minute, this is actually not a bad thing. And you guys, being the professional sports aces that you are, you know what happened with that?
No, I know.
NBA players.
Da-da.
I know from that era that you guys been talking about. I think some of our local guys who invested in the sport had the opportunity to travel to St. Croix to compete.
Yep.
I mean,
Okay.
let us know.
Yeah, we just came back from St. Croix in June. The guys then went to actually actual drag strip. We did it before. We went to New, but not as popular as this one. The car we carried, about 13 cars from Tortola, went over to really test this drag strip. The guys never been on actual drag strip. It's a lot different from driving a regular road or even driving on the street. Actually, you have a time clock. You have the lights.
Yeah.
You have, if you cross the line, you're fouled. You have the ending of a track. You have a lot of rules they never did before. So the first night you went over there, you put the guys on the street. It was like night and day. There was like lost, blind to whatever they was doing. There was a completely days of everything. The guys there from St. Croix who are accustomed to this killed us on the first night. Marvelous everything. The second night, the guys them get a little gist during the day. Some of them played video games that day with the lights all on and everything. Right. When they went that night and they tuned the car properly, it was a different ball game. Right. Out of 10 races, we came home with 11. That same next day.
Wow.
I ain't mad at
those
all.
guys-
Don't ask. Don't ask. We've been missing some
You guys do the mathematics. Out of 10 games, they won 11.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the guys them did excellent the second day. When it was supposed to be on the Sunday when the rain came. But we had 2 or 3 races and the guys them performed magnificent. So
Go ahead.
our problem was that they realized now that we need a more exposure and an actual real racetrack. We're supposed to be back in St. Croix on the 7th of January. They invited us back, but we're kind of raising funds now to get over there to do this thing again. The guys them are really, more guys, we had 13 cars. Right now I have about 45 cars right now
In the BVI,
Yep.
in the BVI.
you
You'd
didn't
be
realize these
surprised.
things were happening.
While you were out.
But Paul, I hope you invested heavily because we're going to need some sponsorship for this event.
Yeah, I've been practicing to get out of the blocks early. My car.
He's a little confused. Like I say, he's been far gone for a long time. We'll bring him back in a couple of shows. But 45 cars,
About 45 cars we're looking at right now.
real cars.
No
remote control
No
cars.
remote
No
control,
remote
no
control.
go-karts, no real cars.
Real cars.
You see the cars every day driving the street. By tomorrow when they're ready to get a badge, some broad tires, 10-inch tires, 26 inches high, going on a badge. Same cars you see every day driving.
And the mufflers
And the
will be
muffler will
broken.
be broken again.
Well, I'll tell you folks, lately I've been hearing a broken muffler car on the road a lot, and I think we need to look into that. We need to get that one fixed because that one is definitely loud.
Oh, yeah, we got
Yes, so we need to work on that. But I know, and I don't want to say, but you have to find some place of tuning your car on island. And I know it may not be the best place to do it, but tell us some of the difficulties or some of the challenges that you face when spending this amount of money trying to get your car together and you don't have a place to race it.
Right now we're looking at getting a dyno test, a dyno machine here on the island.
So you set it up on a machine.
You set it up on a machine. And then when you do that on the machine, you will be able to go and do overseas to actually, with this dyno test, you can be able to test, tune your cars and know if you can go 500 horsepower. A guy might say, I have 500, when he got a dyno test, he's only 100 horsepower.
Right.
And he's not up to the power he thinks he is.
Now, you're making so much sense and you're bringing so much of topics. I just want to ask now, I mean, we have cars.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I'm assuming we have mechanics now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking at opportunities here.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, one of the main things I've been pushing before, when you guys would see me on TV and hear me on the radio, you know, we have a lot of skilled young men and women here in the BVI. And a lot of the times, you know, not everyone's going to be a doctor. Not everyone's going to be a teacher. Not everyone's going to be a track star.
right.
So I'm not saying it's a fix-all that we're trying to do, but what we know as kids growing up as a sport that we love, and we know that we can now branch it off to those who are interested in it. Let's say, well, let's get them up and running on something like that. So now, if you have a skilled person, such as a mechanic, and he says to you, hey, you know, I can make this car work better, faster, you know, and then and his friend comes up and says, you know, I can make the suspension work even better. This is engineering. People who can look at a car and say, I can make it better than how it came. I can make it faster, I can make it more reliable, I can make it more stiff. And you'd be like, well, show me how you can do it. And they do it. I mean, I've actually seen guys take old cars and they put it together and you'll be like, wow, amazing. You gotta see some of these
I have a
guys.
question that just came in. I know my buddy's been dormant for a while. The question is, who has the fastest car and what time is it doing?
When we went to St. Croix the last
The
time, what was
last
that?
time we went to St. Croix, I can't remember the actual timing.
So who has the fastest
Well,
car?
right now I'm over the St. Croix. It was Mr. Hart from West End. His right name, Greg Hodge.
Greg Hodge.
Greg Hodge. According to the specs on what we went to St. Croix, Greg had the fastest time right now.
What
Greg
kind of
Hodge.
car?
A Supra.
Toyota Supra.
Toyota Supra.
Oh, you're talking about my man. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You had-
The
you had
Safari.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great.
He can do more than safaris now.
Yes, and my good buddy, he's learned to speak English now. He seems like he's been dormant for a while.
Well, I mean, really and truly, and listening, I just wondering, don't you also need to do physical runs where you run the car for 60 meters or 100 meters and actually run them up?
Quarter mile, we do it in quarter miles.
Yeah,
We don't have a lot of flat land. So if you're trying to get my guys in trouble, we have dyno machines. That's what we're trying to tell you, Paul. I was trying to get it out too, but I understand what you said.
Yeah, we try to keep it as legit as possible because we do have to be mindful of others. I mean, that's the core of it. And the core of trying to get the actual sports sanctioned or legislated is so that you can more referee or keep things in line.
I understand that, but I'm still saying reality.com.
Reality.com.
How do you take a car which you have never run at a speed
such as-
into a full-fledged competition
Okay, but
just
this,
off of a machine? And I can't wait to hear
But
how the expert who's been in it for 50 odd years to explain that to me. Because that is the part I don't understand. Outside of the legislative side of it, and I
Right.
understand what car, that's all the question I was really asking. I'm literally thinking, how do you realistically practice on a car? If I want to do track, I've got to practice on a track.
Yep.
If I want to do horse racing, I've got to practice on a horse. If I want to ride a car, even if I have a drive
you
a
can't
car,
ride a car. You can't do that.
can't ride. No.
That'd be kind of that's a visual. That's a visual.
Been on a long time, man.
You're riding a car.
I have, yeah.
Your customer right it.
It's still a
Let's leave that,
children's
let's leave
program.
that,
And I apologize to Car's mother. He's been trying hard, but none
The
of that.
views that have been expressed in this program does
Clearly.
not fit what we're talking about.
So no, but that's where I really, and maybe if you can't or you're in an awkward position to answer, maybe when we get next time when we can get
I like a
our
preview.
guests to kind of to answer that.
I could kind of preview with something that would help.
Okay.
A lot of the times when we've gone overseas to race,
Right.
they've allowed us at least a day or two to practice on their tracks.
You got test runs.
You get test runs, and you could do like 7 to 8, 10 runs a day.
Right.
And so what happens is you practice with what you've tuned, and so they allow you to do that. It's called a test and tune.
Right. But you said you took how many cars the last time? 13.
13.
So I mean, I'm
We
not a
took-
mechanic, but how did you know that those 13 cars could
You don't know.
handle the
You
whole?
don't know.
You don't know.
got no idea.
That's what
That's what
You
you
just
don't know.
took 13.
If you wanted to bring your
We
car,
will
you would say,
take it.
come.
Come. They have different categories. Everybody gets in their own categories.
Right.
You have cars that are doing 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Everybody have different categories.
But I think what he's asking is, how do you know when your car falls in a category?
You don't know till you go over. When you actually go over and test
So you
it.
just
Everyone's
you just
excited to go.
blindly-
Everybody-
You never know blindly then.
My other
Well,
question
until
to
you
what
find
he's
out.
saying, to follow up to what he's saying is, you never driven a car that fast before. Oh, so for example, I've never driven a car fast before. Here it is, I'm going to a track now to experiment.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, how does
What-
that work?
Yeah.
But that's what I just told you. The guys
And
when
what
they went
the-
up first, they were blind, completely blind
But
to
do
what
the
happened.
laws allow you to get up and drive a car at 150 miles an hour for the first time without being certified or having practiced? Or
Oh no. This is where we get into categories.
This is
Exactly.
where I'm coming
No,
from.
in certain
so there's fun
categories.
category that you guys took
No,
part in?
there's speed by time.
Right.
You have cars that are as slow as 18 seconds, which is your average car. Your
Okay.
daily car that you buy from a dealership.
Right.
You can do 18 seconds on the track.
Okay.
18
Without
seconds is
putting
pretty
anything in
slow.
it.
Yeah.
Without putting anything in it. You
Right.
think it's fast, but then a guy who does 6 seconds, he'll make you look like it's peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Now, because you have segments for each section, now, depending on what segment you're in, now, if you come with a car that looks set up to do 6 seconds, you got to prove
Can do
with the
6
papers, and you got to prove that you got a license to do that. If you cannot do it and you can't prove that, you can't race.
You can't.
You can't put that car on the
But you
track.
can put somebody else in the car for you.
Who has that papers, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And then your car has to pass certain tests. They test the cars to see if they have certain. They check to see if you have the right suspension, the right roll cage,
Okay.
the right
Because
safety
have-
harnesses.
So for the listening audience, before we take the break,
Yes.
for the listening audience, how fast are our cars presently allowed to go into a competition without being tested?
No,
Without being tested,
okay.
how far? In other words, I'm
Okay.
taking a car from Tortola. What? And how
Well,
fast
you can
can I
do,
take
when,
a car?
what can you do? Your car, you maybe believe your car can do 6 seconds like we was talking about.
Correct.
Okay.
I know
What
mine
you
can.
will do is we will give it to one of those guys who will have a 6-second car. He is actually licensed to drive a 6-second car.
And he will test it.
He will, if you want to give it more or less, you cannot just jump into the 6-second bracket.
So is that what we did when we went over? We actually let somebody else drive
No, the
car.
guys them advance slowly but surely. They didn't
We
jump
don't
in.
have anything doing 6 seconds.
Just
put it out there.
so many-
You know what, guys? We have a short break we're going to take. We're going to probably get some more folks in here who could explain a lot of what
Yes.
Paul is asking. So we take a word from our sponsor, Stick and Stay.
Sports Desk is sponsored by Lime, the better, faster 4G network.
Welcome back, folks. Again, if you're just joining us in the studios, we're talking with the guys from BMSA. We have a new face that just came in. Let him introduce himself. And again, we're talking about drag racing.
Yes.
Yes, drag racing, not street racing, but drag racing. The rules and regulations and where we are and where we need to go in order for us to be on that level. Again, in the studios, I have Lon with me. Lon, you want to introduce my good?
I can introduce him.
Yes, go ahead.
Because Paul wants to.
Paul feels like he's a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
He's a little excited.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I hope the cameraman can bring this in because I actually, I just bought this from Mike.
You did not.
Can I speak, please? This is Mike McBrayer, who you're going to hear in a minute, and this actually belongs to Mike. And he's going to explain to you how you get one, because apparently all the questions I've been asking, this is directly relative to what that's all about. And Mike, I'm going to give this back to you. Welcome to the show. Maybe you can explain to us a bit about what that card's all about and
how you get one.
why I unfairly can't get one right now.
Unfairly.
I
Well,
want one today. I want that one tonight.
this is a competition driver's license issued by the National Hot Rod Association. And to earn one, you have to pass a physical, and then you have to make test runs in different types of vehicles. And on the back, you'll notice, Paul, there's it shows the different codes for the different types of
saw
vehicles
that.
I'm licensed to drive. Now, you asked a question earlier about NHRA and how it started.
Yeah.
I'm from Southern California.
Okay.
Oh, welcome.
And that's thank you. And that's where drag racing really started.
Okay.
And it was
the
people
hot rods.
it was the hot rods. The hot rods became in the fashion in the 50s.
Yes.
And everybody wanted to test their hot rod against the next guys.
Right.
They didn't have a place to do it. So really where it started was on airports. Abandoned airports or airports when they would shut down, the guys would go out and they'd start running
We
their
have
cars.
one of those.
Yes.
Airports are shut down.
I know.
Yeah, you know?
And then the National Hot Rod Association, the National Hot Rod Association was formed, and their motto is dedicated to safety. And so they developed a standardized set of rules that all the drag strips in the country, as they developed, could use that set of rules for fair competition and safety.
Right.
And it just went from there. And now they're the biggest motorsport sanctioning body in the world, the NHRA.
So Mike, how long does it, okay, we're talking about, so like the novices do like 18 seconds, from what I'm understanding. So if I wanted to come in, I'd have to get into the 18-second category, right? So I suppose I want to get down to the 16-second or the 15-second. How many categories are there from 18, and how long will it take me to get from, let's say, from 18 to 12?
It depends on how much money you have to spend on your car.
Whoa.
No, actually, I started when I was 16 years old in a Datsun pickup running 18 seconds.
Okay. So could I ask that one quick question, please, mate? Does that mean the car might never move from 18 seconds?
That's right. but
Just checking. Just checking.
I drive.
We're trying some lofty. Yeah. Sorry, we'll say it, Mike. Go ahead.
Today, I drive a 6-second, 200+ mile an hour dragster. Woo. But I still go out to the drag strip and race my Chevy Spark, which runs 18 seconds.
Why?
Because it's fun. I love drag racing. And it's not about how fast you go. It's the competition and being able to tune your car to get the most out of it. So if I'm racing another guy and he's got the same kind of car as I do and I beat him, I've accomplished something. I've tuned my car better and I've driven better.
Now, Mike, let me hop in
Yeah.
here. I mean, back in the days, it was the hot rods.
Yes.
Now we have the imports.
Yes.
I mean, they're doing just as good or even better as the hot rods.
Oh, they're amazing.
I know, being American, you're American. You prefer your American cars. What do you think about the competition between the imports and the American cars and the hot rods?
Oh, I don't think there's any difference. They all have 4 wheels, and it's a race. They do have a separate class for the import cars, but really there's no difference. They run on the same. They run 1,320 feet, quarter mile. They all have the same starting system. They all have to accomplish the same goal.
So
it's really not that big.
Is there matchup between the imports and the hot rods? Is
they
there
have
a class,
they
is there
have
a class for that?
They have clashes, yeah.
Oh yeah, they have muscle cars versus imports.
Right.
It's quite a rivalry. As a matter of fact, it's quite exciting.
Because
to
everybody
watch.
looks at the Fast and Furious and
Yeah.
those, and everybody sees that stuff. So
Don't look at that movie. That's not real.
So, Mike, from your unbiased perspective, which cars are better? Or let me ask you a more fair question. Which cars have you enjoyed driving more over your career?
Well, I've never really driven a car with a body on it, like a Mustang or anything like that. I've always
So you
driven
went into the-
dragsters,
yeah,
the
yeah.
real long ones with the
Or the
parachutes
small
coming
ones.
up.
What
and stuff like
engines do you like then? I guess it's the
Chevrolet.
Chevrolet?
Yeah,
He's
That's
an American
American,
guy. He's
I
American
run
guy.
Chevrolet.
That's
from
actually,
Cali.
that's
From
actually
Cali.
one of the most coveted
We're from
types
Cali.
of
Yeah.
motors around.
Well, I got to tell you, I love the Chevrolet.
Chevrolet.
Yeah, those-
So do cars like Suzuki and so
But if you want to go import, you have a plethora of choices. You have the Subarus,
The Toyotas.
Subaru?
we have the
I drive a
Toyotas,
Subaru.
we
I
have the
drive a
Toy-
Toyota.
we have the Toyotas, we have the Hondas.
Yes.
Those are, I would say, the mainstream cars that are into drag racing. Is
Yeah, like the WRX and the Supras.
right,
and,
and the RX-7s.
Yeah.
Like if you were to go to Puerto Rico now,
Right.
But they
They have
the
still
largest group of cars would be most likely be the rotary cars, which
right,
is
which
the
is the
RX-7s.
Toyotas and the Datsuns and the old cars.
The
yeah.
old cars, and then they take rotary engines and put in it.
Yes, yes.
But the like for import, like I said, the Toyotas and Hondas would be like the Chevy,
Right.
and then the others will fall in line. You know. So, but you can take almost any one of them and make performance out of it. Even Hyundai. Hyundai brought out a new car that's a sports sedan. It's pure muscle. Everyone was shocked by this because Hyundai, I mean, come on, this is an economy car, right?
Right.
But Hyundai's now putting out luxury liner cars.
Yeah.
They're putting out.
Kia's doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing. The
Yeah.
Hyundai Kia is actually the same company.
Right.
But now they're getting into the scene of speed.
Right.
Because there are people who like speed but can't afford a $70,000 car, but can afford a $30,000 car.
Right.
That's fast enough to make them feel like, yeah.
No, Mike, you said something earlier. You said you have a car that does 18 seconds. 18.
I do.
Now, how does it... I'm trying to piggyback on the question that he asked you. You drive dragsters.
Yes.
Moving from the dragsters into what you were talking about, that's like night and day.
Yes.
Try to explain that for me.
It's the competition, guys. Your heart's still racing when you pull up to that starting line.
Right.
It's still about the competition. The speed is, when you've been doing it as long as I have, the
Right.
speed is exciting, but kind of after a while, I go over 200 miles an hour, but I've done it a lot. The thrill of that kind of goes away and it falls back onto the competition.
What does it feel like to do that?
Well, when
To,
you,
to go at least 200 miles per hour. I can tell you a story when you're done, but go ahead.
Tell us after the show.
No, I want to
Time
include
for
it.
the show? What time do the show?
You know what? Let me just before you start, I just wanted to say
No, we're talking to Mike.
I was in Germany
Okay,
and I had the
okay,
opportunity
good
to go to
story.
the Porsche factory,
ooh, very nice.
and they
And you
they-
drove the Porsche.
they gave us the opportunity to drive test drive a Porsche on our own first, and then they put us with the ones that go over 200 miles per hour. So there was a driver that took us on a course,
Wow,
and to be honest,
that's quite a.
I couldn't even get a chance to look at the driver while he was driving because we were moving so fast. So
Right.
that's what I'm asking you. What does it feel like for you? Because I know you just stay straight.
What happens is when you first do it, it seems like you're going extremely fast.
Right. There's a
But
dog.
then as you do it more and more, your brain kind of catches up.
Okay, you just click.
Your brain kind of catches up. It's like if you've ever driven on the
on a
interstate and you're going down the road and you go 80.
Yeah, hold on a second. Go ahead.
You're going 80 and then it feels fast at first, and then after you're doing it for an hour, you kind of go like, well, this doesn't feel that fast. Then you slow down to 60 and you feel like you're going too slow. So your brain catches up and you see everything. And it seems to all happen in slow motion.
Okay, we have a caller on the line. Yes, caller, go ahead.
Yes, good evening, gentlemen.
Yes,
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, I just want to say hello to Mr. Mike there. Tell him I'm watching him on the television right now. It's not to do with the show. I just want to say hello. Tell him it's Zeus.
Zeus.
Oh, hey, Zeus, how are you? Thank you.
That's my buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Zeus. Everything going well?
Yeah, everything cool, man.
All right. We're into speed tonight, so if you don't talk in speed, we can't talk to
You
you.
guys got a nice show, though.
All right, thanks a
Thanks.
lot.
Okay.
All right.
So, what I was wondering, from somebody outside looking in, what would your recommendation be to the local association as far as getting, a drag racing strip
Yeah.
here?
Well, I know it kept me on the straight and narrow as a young man because when I was 16, I always loved cars when I was younger.
Right.
And when I was 16, I started racing an 18-second Datsun pickup truck. And I know I became so excited about it that I became addicted to it. That's all I thought about. And I didn't have time to get into drugs or drinking or in trouble or anything because I was spending every dime I had on my racing. And it became kind of my identity. I was Mike the drag racer. I wasn't Mike the anything else.
Right.
So I think that's where the value lies. It was interesting, in the segment before we had the BVI football people on.
Yes.
I would love to have the physical talent
Yep.
to play that sport.
Right.
I didn't.
Right.
But I'm very competitive. So as a young man, I was able to go to the drag strip and excel and win. And I just fell into it, and it actually, I'm still doing it. I'm 63 years old, and I'm still competing at the top level of NHRA drag racing in my category.
So,
Have you done anything else besides drag race? Are you a mechanic or you anything?
I'm actually a plumber by trade. Yes.
A plumber with speed.
we need some of those in the world now.
I'm
I've
actually
been calling mine for about a week now.
yeah, I'm actually a plumber by trade, so I'm a very mechanical person. I work with my hands. I work on things.
But
So,
you know what they say about plumbers, right?
I've heard a lot. You got a new one?
Is this a clean one, Carl? Is this a children's program?
Well, you know,
We're
Tell us
talking.
after the show. We'll hear about it after the show. Thank you, Carl. But
But
coming
you
back
sound
to
like you know what I'm
my...
talking about.
Awesome. Getting back tonight.
You sound like you know what I'm talking about.
Get
Yes.
it back to me. Listen,
We're talking pipes now.
we're nearly out of time, Mike.
Again, just to ask Lon a
Okay.
question. I mean, given all the information that the studies and stuff that we've had,
Right.
has anyone from the hierarchy up came back and explained anything to you guys in the direction that we're going? Or you still have to bring in information for the government in order for them to understand where we're going?
Till now, I would say that everything that they've asked, we've delivered. But again, I am not a professional in politics, so I don't know how all of that works. But I do know whatever they asked, we gave them, and they said the first thing that they wanted to do was get into legislating before doing anything else.
So from the association point of view, have you guys, piggyback on them and find out what's the whole up or what's going on?
Yeah, we've done that, and it's strange enough, when that happened, the government had changed. Shortly after,
Right.
the government changed. And then with every new government, they have their own agenda.
Right.
And so now presenting it again is like starting all over again. And so when we go to them, when we went to them again, we said, hey, look, we did this before. And we like to get things rolling, but we don't want to have to start over. Okay, great. I understand what you guys are doing. It looks like something that we can use, especially for the kids that are wayward and doing things like with usually the guys on the scooters and
Right,
whatnot.
right.
Because we figured if they can augment
modify the scooters.
right, if they can
Yeah.
modify their scooters, then let's focus on them. Let's get them in an arena where we can control them and say, hey, look, this is the direction where you can head in as an engineer if you want to go elsewhere and do different studies on engineering, scooters and whatnot. Because if you could do it in your backyard, why not? And then you have older folks like myself, I'm not that old, but old enough, who can guide them. Then that's the key thing, is being able to get them in so that you can keep control of them and show them, hey, look, this is where you need to go. Because a lot of them they're just misguided. So what you have is what happens in the traffic every day. You stop at the light and they do this.
A lot of bus pipes.
Yeah, a lot of busted pipes. You know,
Yeah, right.
there's no guidance.
Right.
And what my biggest thing is trying to get them into an arena that you can kind of say, hey, look, this is where you need to be. You don't need to go there. You need to go. You need to go here, so that no one can say, "Oh, you're a nuisance. You're a pain in the butt."
Right.
I've been asked on the show before, "Oh, the guys that race is a bunch of hoodlums and and they like drag racing." I'm like, "Would you consider me a hoodlum?" She says, "No." I said, "But I'm into drag racing."
Yeah, because from what you just told me, I mean, listening to what Roy said, you guys got about 45 cars ready to go to the next one. I
Again.
mean, people are investing, and I'm just trying to figure out if we're going to that extreme. I mean, like I said, the people that you needed to talk to, have you had the opportunity to talk to them again, and what was the feedback?
Yeah, I got a little wayward, but to get back to what you were asking, it was, yeah, we hear you. We would like to hear more. Okay, there's more we can hear, but we have other things that we're focusing on. We have the education that we're focusing on. We have the hospital that we're focusing on, and other things that we have the tourist industry we have to be focusing on. And at some point, you got to say, okay, they have to do their jobs. But at the same time, you're saying, hey, don't forget us.
Right.
So I don't think they forgot us. I just think that they have their things that they're doing, but it's sort of, it's there in their hands.
You know, because what sparked me when you mentioned that, yes, even though those infrastructure needs to be there, they're still trying to find ways on where we as a country could make money off of what we're doing.
Right.
You know, and like I said, I promote sports tourism in every area of the sport. And I know that would generate a lot. I mean, it would
Definitely.
create a lot of jobs. It's a lot we'd have to do because we have to find land, we have to train people.
Right.
You know, it'd create a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities. But at the same time, you know, it's bringing people
Yeah.
to a country.
It is-
My good fella here may want to weigh in on that. He may not
Yeah.
because, you know, that's the situation. that
Well,
he's
I
on.
just saw Vincent. I saw, well, I'm going to talk about Vincent because he's here. Vincent Fret is actually here with the team as well. Didn't get to come on screen, but he's been nodding his head.
He's driving a Subaru like you, yes.
I want the fans to know that he drives a Subaru and he supports drag racing 100%. So, Vincent, thanks for coming with
Well,
the
he was
guys.
actually the guy that got these guys.
Well, there you go. So,
Yep.
so,
Thanks for
So you got to get kudos to Vincent.
Kudos
Yep.
and thank
Kudos
you
to
very much
Vincent.
to Vincent Fred for doing that. And I'm happy to have met Mike, and I really like the comment that you made. And I'm hoping that individuals with influence have heard the point that you made about being at 16. It kind of made a man out of you, and you weren't a good footballer or good track athlete, but certainly you were just as good as any of them in your line, which was drag racing. And if
Right.
you didn't, it could have been drugs or anything else.
Yes, and one other thing, NHRA drag racing is drug and alcohol free. We get randomly tested, so it's part of the dedicated to safety. Obviously, you need to be drug and alcohol free to be safe on the drag
If
strip.
you're going that fast and you're not drug and alcohol free, I
You're
wouldn't
gonna be in a
want
lot of trouble.
Exactly. Thank
I
you.
wouldn't
A lot of trouble.
Thank you.
A
Well
lot of
said.
trouble.
Well
I
said.
see
Well
a
said.
lot of
lot of
trouble.
stuff.
Yep.
But again, now I know we're at the end of a show, and this topic is a nice heated topic. I mean, when it comes to speed, whether it be track or whatever, I love speed. I think the reason I'm not driving a car is because I don't want to have to go too fast. I get carried away when I drive cars, so I prefer to drive trucks and SUVs and vans and stuff. And I
Right.
still put my foot down a little bit, but
I thought you meant you were walking.
no, I still put my foot down. But that's the adrenaline, that's the speed adrenaline in me. I know, like I said, Mike was in California. I was in California. I had the opportunity to go out to the desert and do some
Oh, yeah.
testing and stuff. Going from
That
Tell me it didn't
was that
feel good.
legal?
oh,
Tell me it didn't feel
Was
good.
that
you know, at
legal?
some point in time, it gets to your head, and you know, you wonder what could happen if I go this fast. You know, you keep trying to go further and further and further. You didn't realize a car could go that fast.
Mike, is that legal what he was doing?
I think the fastest you ever been was what, 50 miles per hour?
Mike is that legal what he was
And
doing?
I'm sure he was on an NHRA sanctioned drag strip at the time, so it was perfectly legal. Yes, he was. Yes.
But again,
Well,
Mike, he hasn't passed 50 yet because of speed level. He's one of those guys that sticks to the speed
No, I'm
level.
46. Vincent and I are both 46.
What is that? Miles?
It's gotta be mine.
But you know, guys, we're at the end of our show. I just want to thank my guys from BMSA for coming through. You guys, like I said, you're welcome here again. I know you guys leave in January, you said. Please do come and let us know what's going on before you go. Let us know what happens when you get there and when you get back. Mike, again, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. My good fellow, you know, it's glad to see you back. You bring the spark in you again. I mean, I'm beginning to feel like you turn Taliban on me.
Well, Charles, can I be the first to wish your mother a very Merry Christmas.
What's with the mother
And a
though?
prosperous New Year.
That's how he is. You know, he's at that age, you know. So
And of course, to all the mothers and all the persons who watch the show and have watched it through the year. So, a very Merry Christmas to you and yours, and to the Drag Race Association, and to you and your family, Mike.
Thank you
Thank you very
That was
much.
so kind of you.
take us home.
So, if we're not back before next year, until next year, Merry Christmas and a happy sporting 2016.
Sports Desk is sponsored by Lime, the better, faster 4G network.